What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk about the situation with Gayle King, Lisa Leslie, and Kobe Bryant. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys already know about it, but if you don't know, I'll give a very quick recap. Gayle King was doing an interview with Lisa Leslie, and the topic of Kobe Bryant came up during the interview. Lisa Leslie and Kobe Bryant um, were friends, and she asked about the Kobe Bryant rape allegation, and um, Lisa, she didn't throw Kobe Bryant under the bus. She defended Kobe Bryant, and that's her friend. So that's what friends are supposed to do. Defend you in situations like this, right? um, and Lisa just said that she never really saw that while she was with him, and then Gail had replied, "Well, you're a friend. You probably wouldn't have seen that, right?" And then folks got mad at Gail, especially black men got mad at Gail, but also some black women too. Everyone mad at Gail, for bringing up this whole situation to begin with. And some people are saying, well, if this was a big issue, then why not have brought this up while he was still alive? Which I do think there is some validity in that. I think Kobe Bryant was supposed to do something with the Oscars. Excuse me, maybe. And this was being brought up. I don't know, but apparently, from what I see, I think that white people are bringing this up. I think that the victim of the, alleged rape was a white woman. And I remember that happening. I remember that playing out back in 2003. I was like in 10th grade when that was playing out. I was like, oh, okay. Kobe Bryant got off for one reason or another. I don't know the details of the case. All right. But nevertheless, black folk, especially black men, but also black women, are mad at Gayle and coming at Gayle and all like, what about Harvey Weinstein? What about that? Where are those questions at? And those are, valid points, Um, but also, you know, you notice that when, black men are being attacked and things like that, it's like, all hands on deck, you know. When black women are being attacked, the battle cry isn't as strong, right? You notice that. And for me personally, and as far as this whole Gayle King, Lisa Leslie, Kobe Bryant situation is concerned, I'm kind of indifferent. Okay, whatever. From the way I see it, I'm not sure if Kobe Bryant was really for black people per se. He may have had some black people in his circle who was on his um, income level or in his tax bracket, you know. But I don't really think that, I'm not sure if Kobe Bryant was really here for, black people. Plus, Kobe Bryant may be like a low-key beige nigga hater. I won't go into that. But also, a good question to bring up is, should we bring up situations like this when people pass away? Whether we like them or not. Should situations like this, like controversies in their lives be brought up? Like say if Donald Trump passed away. Say if Donald Trump passed away. Would we be singing the same tune? You feel me? Like, oh no, you shouldn't bring up anything negative about them, or, whoever, right? But yeah, I know like when it comes to the, black men, especially in the black image, it's like, oh, we have to protect that image. We have to, you know, put all hands on deck. We have to do whatever it takes. And people, by and large, both black men and black women seem to be on board with that. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying that I'm not sure if that same energy is reciprocated when it comes to black women. And the reason why this is, I believe, partially is because black men, you know, especially black men like Kobe Bryant, equal black people, while black women equal black women. You feel me? And what I mean by that is oftentimes black men seem like the whole representation of black people, while black women seem like just they don't necessarily represent black people, they just represent black women, right? And you'll see this play out in the community a lot when it comes to issues that affect black men versus issues that affect black women. Issues that affect black men are seen as community issues, while issues that affect black women are seen as more so just issues that affect black women, not necessarily a community issue that needs to be um, treated and addressed as such, right? Again, something to marinate on there. Another thing I want to bring up is like, where are the Mexicans and the Latinos and his wife at when all these controversies are this stuff is being brought up, right? Where are they at to go hard in the paint for Kobe Bryant? Because I believe that Kobe Bryant did have some um, like people in the Latino community, especially the Mexican community, did like Kobe Bryant. I believe so. But where are they at to, defend Kobe Bryant and his reputation and ultimately his legacy, right? Because all I see are black men and black women doing that. I don't really see Mexican folk going hard in the paint on behalf of Kobe Bryant like that, you know? And as well, token Latinas, Shakira and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, they ain't do shit for, as far as like a tribute for Kobe Bryant during that halftime show. Not really. It was too subtle for you to notice if it did happen. And, ultimately that's their choice and that's fine. But again, I'm just putting it out there for some of the black men, especially who just, and probably some black women too, who just lost in the sauce. About, just thinking that, they're just so loved and desired by all. Like, oh, I thought the Latinas loved the brothers. I thought the Latinas couldn't get enough of the chocolate. The deep, dark chocolate. Right? Or, I thought every woman across the planet, across the universe, wanted to experience the black man's jackhammer drilling away at a pavement. Oh, I thought. But apparently, eh, I think the desire very much is, if it's there, it is very much kept in the closet. I'm just saying. But yeah, where are they? Where are those women at though? Right? Because I only see black women, especially the mammies, the pick-me's, the meals coming through. Right? I don't really see like any other group of women doing it like that. um, and notice during all this controversy, right? Black men especially are speaking up. Notice that, right? What happened to just ignore that, right? Just ignore it, right? Oh, they're just celebrities. They don't really matter. It's all about what's on Main Street, not Hollywood Street or whatever we want to call it, right? But notice that narrative about ignoring isn't really being pushed right now. It's about, hey, let's get Gayle, right? And people, and black men are leading the charge, and black women are following, right? Black women stand by your man, and that's not a bad thing as long as the man is on some good right shit. But just saying. All right. And again, did Kobe Bryant support black people, men or women? I mean, Kobe Bryant did marry a Latina, a Mexican woman, more so on the whiter side. He didn't get no, no brown Latina either, you know, which is fine. Ultimately, that's his choice, and he has the right to make the choice. And I don't really give a damn about that sort of a thing, you know, outside of the context of this conversation. Again, I don't really give a fuck like that. I ain't in it like that. But, you know, I'm just stating the facts and delivering the report to you. All right. Don't come for me. I don't make the news. I'm just reporting the shit. But yeah, so did Kobe Bryant marry a black woman? No. Did he have black kids? No. And it's a bit interesting because, everything is seemingly in Kobe Bryant's favor to marry a black woman. The love, the support, the money, the culture, the stats are all in black men's favor. But seemingly, black men are leading the charge when it comes to swirling and dating outside of the community. Why? So obviously something's going on here, right? Something going on, but of course we'll probably just blame it on either black women because they wear weave and makeup and they got bad attitudes. White supremacy made him do it. White daddy just brainwashed him and told him why it was right. Right? No, no personal responsibility or accountability from black men as individuals are within the collective. All right, we already know how that's gonna go down. But also something to think about: his black family. I don't think he really had much of a relationship with his black family at later in his life. Again, word on the street. I don't know if it's different. Let me know. Right. Also, was his family included in his will? I don't know. Just something to put out there. Also, the Trayvon Martin case, which I recently found out, Kobe Bryant spoke on that while that was going on. And this is what he said, quote unquote, "I won't react to something just because I'm supposed to, because I'm an African American. That argument doesn't make any sense to me. So we want to advance as a society and a culture, but say if something happens to an African American, we immediately come to his defense. Yet you want me to talk about how far we progressed as a society. Well, then don't jump to someone's defense just because they're African American." Right? So basically, Kobe Bryant wasn't really full on strong in the paint, hard in the paint, supporting Trayvon Martin. And considering that, Kobe Bryant could have been a Trayvon Martin, and considering that many black men could have been a Trayvon Martin, or at least had a son like Trayvon Martin, yeah, it's something to think about there and something to really analyze there. But the same with that whole, it's sort of similar to that whole Daniel Kaluuya situation, right? Oh, you don't want to talk about race now, right? But, and I don't really know if any racial situations happened with Kobe Bryant. Um, as far as I know, I don't think so, other than perhaps how people were treating him during the rape trial, perhaps. But nevertheless, even during the rape trials, black people, both black men and black women, did come to his defense, right? They wasn't singing no song like that. They was trying to hold you down, but flip it around. You didn't come to especially a black men's defense, or young black boys' defense, really, because Trayvon Martin was a teenager. He wasn't a man. And that was something that was being pushed during that, in the media, low key. You know how it goes when, black boys do something. It's like, oh, just all of a sudden they're like a grown ass man in his 50s. He's being treated like that. You know how that go. Right. Again, something to think about though, right? And as well, I haven't really heard Kobe Bryant speak about, say, police brutality against black people, especially black men. And I know that the situation with Trayvon Martin is not police brutality per se. It is brutality, but it's not police brutality. But nevertheless, it does get incorporated into this conversation, right? Right. Um, Also, mentioning black men who were speaking out, Snoop Dogg, he spoke out and he called Gayle some kind of a bitch. I forgot how he worded it exactly, but something to the effect of being a bitch, right? Was Snoop out of line for that? Was he out of line for calling Gayle out of her name? Right? Would Snoop apologize to Gayle at one point or another? Like, hey, went too far with that. I still stand by the spirit of what I said, but I didn't, like, I apologize for calling you a bitch. What do you think Snoop is going to come through? Do you think people are holding him to the fire to come through and say something like that on behalf of Gayle or just black women in general? No. And Snoop, he is a part of a musical genre, and perhaps even if we want to consider hip hop and rap to be a culture, that's pretty much commonplace when referring to women, right? That's pretty common. That's pretty much standard. Sad to say. Um, so that's just another day for Snoop, right? But then people were saying, well, if this was Martha Stewart and he said this to Martha Stewart or about her, what would happen? Well, I think Snoop knows better than to say that. Even if he did have beef with Martha Stewart or just some other non-black woman, he would be sure to choose his words wisely because he knows that it's going to go down a lot different if it's being directed towards a non-black woman, especially a white woman, especially in the position that Snoop is in, where he's kind of being put on at this point by white people, right? He has a show with Martha Stewart, right? Good for him. Good for him. I ain't really hating on that. Get your money, but you ain't gotta. You just gotta make sure you going about it the right way. And then Bootsy came through. Little Bootsy came through, and from what I heard, like little Bootsy got about like a ton of baby mamas. Never married any of these baby mamas. I think he called his 12-year-old daughter a bitch at one point, right? But now it's like, oh, why are you doing this to your people? Why are you doing this to your people? Why are you going after us like this, Gayle? Right? Then it's all like, oh, we gotta come together as a people. Oh, we gotta support each other. We gotta uplift and uphold the black community, black love. Well, he didn't say about. He didn't say anything about black love, but the sentiment could be implied. All right. So then, all right, some black women wanted to come through. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even know about this. Ari Lennox wanted to come through and defend Kobe Bryant. Ari Lennox, old goofy ass, coming through now. And she a goofy ass bitch for doing this. She should have just stayed as quiet as the Black Male Collective stayed when she was getting dragged on social media by her Rottweiler nose about her facial features, particularly her nose, right? y'all remember that when, Ari Lennox was, breaking down, crying on Instagram Live about these niggas talking about her nose, and some black women were co-signing the shit too, right? Right? And it's just like, whew. But then from what I heard, like Ari Lennox does do a lot of like struggle love, like that's in her music, you know. And I think Ari Lennox may be low key looking for a pat on the head and a Scooby snack from black men. She's probably not going to get it. All right. But yeah. And then Monique came through and came after Oprah and Gayle too. And I'm like, well, when you were talking about that Netflix boycott, I don't remember a whole lot of black men being like, we gotta support our sister Monique. Black power to my sister. I don't really remember. I don't really remember that. I don't really remember all that happening. Uh, I don't, man. Maybe I missed something, right? Like, wasn't Steve Harvey and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels, you know, helping drag you down in the mud? Helping to blackball your ass, right? And also that producer um, who produced that movie, Almost Christmas. Lee Packer, I think his name is. Yeah, him too. If I got his name wrong, my bad. But she coming through now. She got her little special on Showtime. Apparently she has not divulged how much money she's being paid for that special. I could go into a whole spiel about that, but another story for another day, right? And again, I don't really have any beef, ill will towards Monique per se, but some of the things that she engages in and participates in is like, right? And this ultimately reflects some black women, especially the mammy pick me meals, reflects a self-sabotaging mentality that many black women have, where they tend to go against their own best interest because oftentimes they are just very much strongly black male identified. And oftentimes when they're so black male identified, they, I guess, can no longer relate to their sister as much, or if at all. And then when their sister is going through something, they end up picking up the mentality like, it ain't me. you know Heck, even when it comes to like rap music and stuff like that, women be dancing to the music and loving it, even though the black male artist may be calling you all types of bitch, hoes, thought sluts, skeezers, skanks, pigeons, scallywags, whatever, right? It ain't me. They ain't talking about me. I ain't no hoe. Right? And perhaps that's true, but notice this tends to turn into it ain't me mentality when they're put in these situations, right? Right. But when it reflects to the black man, though, it's like, oh, that could be my son. That could be my brother, and that could be my husband, that could be my daddy, that could be my brother, sister, uncle, kinfolk to the left, down the street to the right, that could be him. Right? It's like you can do all this flippity floppity shit and all these damn mental gymnastics to make it come back to you and reflect to you and be significant to you. But you can't do that for your sister, your own sister. You can't do that. Mm. That's a little suspect right there, right? And that's, well, a bit off topic, but it just popped up in my mind. If you hear any black person, especially black men, talking about you are the seed of your father, that is a major red flag right there. All right. That's a big red flag that, well, for one, and very significant. I thought we needed both black men and black women to make black children, not just black men. And if that's their mentality, then they are essentially erasing black women out of being one of the gatekeepers of blackness. At that point, they're just making black men the gatekeepers of blackness, and black men can make the decision on who is black and who is not black. And black women's decision does not matter. Black women's opinions, thoughts, critiques, whatever, are irrelevant. All right. So if you hear that narrative being pushed, that is a major red flag, major side eye there. You need to be on alert because they own some scam and shit. They own some fuck shit, something. All right. But yeah. And then I heard some black women coming through talking about, oh, Kobe Bryant loved the sisters. He wanted a black queen. He loved a black queen, a black. Yes, he did. He took Brandon to prom that one time. Yes, yes. I'm like, whoo wee. You women get full off of crumbs. These niggas throw you just a little bit of something and you just acting like this was just a full-blown Thanksgiving dinner at your grandma's house or something. God damn, get some goddamn dignity and self-worth, black women. And like also, well, something else to bring up, Michael B. Jordan brought his like he went to prom with a black woman too. But look at what Michael B. Jordan up to. Again, I don't really give a fuck like that, but I'm just saying, I'm the news reporter here and I'm just stating the facts, god damn it. Look what's happening here. So I'm pretty sure some black women probably caping for Michael B. Jordan too. Look at him. He took that sister to the prom. And then got on Ellen and talking about, oh, that was just a friends with benefits situation. Right? 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 But these black women out here, oh, that's okay. He wasn't talking about me. That ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't me. When Black King talking about the other women out here, it ain't me. Oh, oh. Who's gonna walk you through the darkness of the morning? Who's gonna rock you when the sun won't let you sleep? It will be me. Oh, it'll be you then. You do all that shit. Whoa. And then we got Ari Lennox, she pretty much on that, I'm waiting for my black and king. Where you would be here in my arms, waiting for my black and king. I waited for this moment for so long, and I'm still waiting. My black king, my wedding ring. Please, king, come through for me. Right? But we already know if this is a fairy tale, what's going to happen is black women going to be coming through with on a horse in armor, and then coming through, and then she'll come across a tower, and then she'll be like, Tyrone, Tyrone, let down your hair. And then this nigga will come through and then let down his long ass dreads, that'll have some blonde tip highlights at the bottom, some Beyonce blonde tip highlights, and she'll be climbing up his dreads to rescue him. That's how it's gonna go. That's how it is in these Black Kings fairy tales right here. So yeah. But let's say if black women did stop supporting um problematic black men as a collective, or even just black men as a collective in general, because a lot of times the black men are talking about, some are talking about, well, it doesn't really matter because black women's support doesn't really amount to anything. Low-key, right? Let's say if that did happen where black women just said, okay, as one whole collective, we are just stopping support. Then black women or black men would spin the narrative that black women never supported black men and that this is why we cannot move forward as a people. Yes, black women are holding us back because she will not support. That's going to be the narrative, right? So be prepared for that, right? And and as well, to mention, Steve Harvey also spoke out about this situation with Gayle King, talking about Kobe Bryant's rape allegation, as well as Ricky Smiley. He also spoke out against Gayle about that too, And then they all talking about, what about Harvey Weinstein? Harvey Weinstein, where he at? Where he at? Come through with a baseball bat, And that's a valid question. I'm not saying that that's not a valid question, and I'm not saying that those questions should not be asked, this, that, and the third. But Gayle and Oprah know that They ain't gonna be doing that shit. It's probably gonna have to be done by white folk. You know, if Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey do that, mm, and then Gayle coming through talking about, oh, you know, her interview was taken out of context and stuff, and oh, you know, basically the network sabotaged it, and you know, it's a network fault, not my fault. And then some folks saying, well, why was the question asked at all? Which is true. You know, why did the question come up at all? You know. Uh, but again, you know, it probably was for views and sensationalism, and you know, it gets people talking, you know, and it's something, you know, Gail, she's like, hey, I gotta eat too, you know, I can't just be only Oprah Winfrey's best friend. I gotta have my own, you know, my own little situation too, you know. And if I gotta throw a couple of black kangs under the bus, then that's just what it is. I'm sorry about that, my brother. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Right. Yeah, you know. You know, at the end of the day, I think the Black Male Collective has a right to respond to Gail. You know, and I think Gail is getting it. You know, you know. Um, but I think I've said all I have to say for the moment about this situation. You know, but what do you guys think? You know, how do you feel about this? Do you think that Gail was completely out of line? Do you think that Snoop Dogg was out of line? Do you think that both people were out of line? Do you think that there is a double standard in the community when it comes to protecting black men's image and legacy versus black women's image and legacy? You know, let me know in the comments section. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.